So welcome back to the traditional bacon cure. We're ready to cold smoke our bacon. Now, unlike the Americans, in England we tend to cold smoke mainly, and you could hot smoke with a barbecue or something like that, but what we're really trying to do is impart some flavour, and the cold smoking imparts a better flavour, and just stick some of those smoke particles to the bacon. We're not getting it hot. I've waited till about 5 o'clock, because it's quite a hot day, and I've waited till the sun's on the other side of the house before I employ my cold smoking method. Now, it's really quite simple. If I'll just pan the camera slightly so you can see, all I've got here is a very basic IKEA cupboard, and it's just sat there on my table outside. And if we zoom in a little, so hold on, let's get this right, there we go, let's zoom in a little. You can see it looks a bit dirty. It's just staining from the smoke, and all I've done is effectively I've hung my bacon. I'm just going to go forward now and be able to see exactly, I'll show you exactly what I've done. So if we look here, so here's my piece of bacon. It's looking really nice. It spent a whole night drying, so it's just a little bit tacky on the outside, still hung from the string. So we've got our string, and in here in the IKEA cupboard I've used the little IKEA pegs, and I've drilled some holes where I've got removable pieces of wood. I've got just nice really clean battens of pine, which I keep smoking and using over and over. They're perfectly fine to use again and again, and all I've done is I've just hung all the bacon pieces so they're not touching. If you put them flat it does work, but where they are sitting on wood slats it's not quite as good for the smoke. And then what have I got here at the bottom? Well, let's just pan down again. Just a sec, I'll move this camera down to the bottom of the smoker so we can see clearly what we've got. So if I just disassemble what we've got here, I've just got a porcelain ceramic tile. It's just one of my leftovers from the bathroom, and the idea behind the tile is just to keep any heat off the base, which is just a standard wooden cupboard, of course. It doesn't really get very hot. And here we've got, it's a spiral smoker, and it's a very simple device. So we effectively use the tea light there. The tea light goes in, I light it, and then it spirals round the wood dust and burns until we get to the middle. Now, there's not a lot of advice about this online, but the method is to use very fine chips and then a mixture of larger chips. So I've just used wood dust that I've bought commercially, and then this has got apple chips, and they've all been mixed together. And if you don't use very fine chips, you'll find that it will keep going out and you'll keep having to relight it. So it's a really clever method of lighting it really easily. So what we're going to do, so a little lighter, so I'm going to light there, I'll get my tea lit, put that on. Now what I like to do initially is just go down to give it a bit of heat from the top as well, just to get it going properly. Now once we've got it going, we then just blow the tea light out. But initially we're just creating a start here, and I'm doing it as well so that you can see the smoke. So we've got it there, it's lit, isn't it? And we've got the smoke coming. Now what's really important, and you won't see it unless we go right to the top, and at the back of the cupboard, right up here, if I go right up to the top, they've actually got holes. There are 2 holes in the back of the cupboard that are already drilled. Well, the clever idea is, that's where you normally fix it to the wall. Well, those holes are going to draw smoke through. So now we're lit at the bottom. I'm just going to close the door. You'll be able to see what I mean. Oh, and I've missed off another important feature. This is just rubber door seal strip. I've run it all the way around the edge, sticky, and that just keeps in all of the air. So what I'll do later is I'll just tape that door so it's totally shut. Now if I pan down, my clever little feature that I've added, I just drilled a hole in the bottom there. And it's really simple, because what's going to happen is the airflow is going to come in here, and it's going to go all the way up and through, and it's going to go out the back of the cold smoker. That draws the smoke through. Without it, it won't draw it through. At the moment, if we just zoom in a touch, you can see it's only just starting up there. Now, some of you might get disappointed by the look of that. Actually, it's a very slow process, and it's really important not to rush it. So we're probably going to leave it for about 3 hours there. I'm just going to let it burn all the way through, and then it's going to go back in the fridge. And you can see, possibly, let's just give it a little bit more heat from the top. So we'll just bump it up a little in pace. That once you get going, the whole chamber will fill with smoke. So what I'll try and do is we'll just probably come back in a little while. Look, so the smoke will build, and we'll see if we can see a full smoky chamber. So now we're getting some wisps of smoke. So we'll just stop the video there. I'll pull out. We'll see if we can come back in a few minutes and see what happens.